Oh, man. Oh, man. Is Gavin Newsom going to be taking the fall? It's looking that way. He's been panicking a little bit on X and Twitter, X, aka formerly Twitter, Threads, and a couple other places here recently in the last 24 hours, as the feds have hit not just the California Air Resource Board, but they went after a couple of other charities that are affiliated. They're not directly connected to his wife, but are in that orbit. And it's not looking good for Gav. Yeah. Gavin Newsom is probably going to be maybe resigning. But knowing him, he's also dumb enough that he probably wouldn't even do that. He'd probably wait for them to drag him out in handcuffs. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Before we get back into the video, I want to thank Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. If you're into cars, you've probably already pretty good about maintenance. You change your oil, you rotate your tires, you keep up with recalls, and you fix small issues before they become expensive ones. Tell me how I know. I think online privacy is a lot like preventative maintenance on your cars, right? Most people don't realize how much personal information is floating around online, right? Until something happens, whether it's identity theft, scam calls. You ever get those, I'm calling you about your extended warranty. You get phishing attempts, or simply discovering that your home address and phone number are publicly searchable, which is kind of concerning. So Delete Me helps by finding your information on hundreds of data broker sites and people search websites, right? They submit removal requests on your behalf, saving you all kinds of time and continuing to monitor over time. So if your information shows up again, they work to remove it again. So here's my latest report. I'm going to cut to it so you can see it from Delete Me. So it's one of those things that isn't very exciting to think about, but it's something I'm glad someone else is handling for me. It saves me a ton of time and also keeps my personal information off the internet, which is huge. If you want to clean up what's out there on you, go to joindeleteme.com/TK Garage and use code TK Garage at checkout for 20% off. You can also use the QR code that you've seen on the screen for the entire time to get you over there as well. Now, let's get back to it. Again, major shout out to our sponsors over at Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. They're one of our great sponsors and we truly appreciate them. So let's go ahead and get into this. So a couple of other 501c3 charities that his wife may have worked as a contractor at or contracted with a while back, just had some records and the Fed just came in and requested some other stuff from them, specifically tied to Gavin Newsom. And we find out that those charities also were doing things related to the rail project to nowhere. And while the original investigation was initiated out of Sacramento, it looks like the Middle District of California is now also putting some of their stuff in. That U.S. attorney is working with the other U.S. attorney now and kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. What does that mean? It means that more than likely that the governor of California is probably about to get indicted. And it's going to be for something. Now, and if you're new to this and you haven't heard anything about this before, Newsom got into trouble with an independent board in the state of California. And this is not anything new. You see those BYD buses running around LA and other places in the state of California because Newsom took millions upon millions of dollars from Build Your Dreams, a Chinese electric vehicle company, whether it's a donation or he directed that money to his wife's charity, you have to disclose that stuff. And he failed to do so. And it wasn't just that. It happened multiple times from multiple other instances, which has been reported by an independent ethics board in the state of California that also fined the governor over $30,000 in fines, which I know you're going to say, he got millions of dollars and only $30,000 in fines. Yeah, it's bad. It's like $1,500 to like $2,500 in terms of each instance of an ethics violation. So to have 30,000 racked up in ethics violations, the feds are salivating because they're going, even your own people know you messed up. And we've heard all the political bullshit. Oh, this is Trump. Trump started this. No, actually, Joe Biden started this. The investigation started before Trump, while Trump was still running for president. He wasn't even in office yet. The Sacramento office, a U.S. attorney appointed by Obama, by the way, is the one that started this investigation and has been digging into it. Now, is the Trump administration involved now? Yes. And they are coordinating with that same U.S. attorney and providing all of the other stuff from the Middle District and some of the other areas in California. So what does this mean? If the feds came back in and they went to some other charities, it means that more than likely, and with his chief of staff pleading guilty, and she's basically state's evidence and flipped on the governor and is basically telling. She's Tekashi 6ix9ing everything. I'm telling everything, right? And the fact that we know that there was wires worn by other people. The feds have hours upon hours upon hours of the governor making deals, maybe possibly doing corruption. We don't know until it comes out, right? Until the feds, prosecute their case. But the feds are indicating that they have hundreds and hundreds of hours of audio of Gavin Newsom doing underhanded stuff. So I think most likely they're probably going to indict his wife first, and kind of use his wife as a thing to be like, you're going to cop to X, Y, and Z, or we're sending your wife to prison. Most likely. Knowing Gavin Newsom, though, it wouldn't surprise me to see him throw his wife smooth under the bus. I know, sounds crazy, right? It could happen. But I leave the question to you. Do you think the feds are going to act on this before he gets out of office, or are they going to drag this out past the governor's election in November? I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.